Show later on after the 10 o'clock news. We'll learn about a peace walk coming up, sponsored by the Merida International Institute for Peace and Happiness. At 11 o'clock, Ken Buck will be with us from Buck Insurance. But for this hour, we are faced with the one and only, the best executive in hockey and all of that good stuff. And he is, of course, the president and managing partner of the Saginaw Spirit Hockey Club, and he is the one and only Craig Goslin.
Good morning, Art. Thank you.
All right, that's it. We're done. Well, I don't know where the summer went, but it's hockey season.
It's hockey season, Art. Saturday night at the Dow. We're going to have a full house, and we still have some tickets available, so come on down and celebrate some great things happening here in Saginaw with this opening of the Spirit season.
All right, we're going to get to some meat and potatoes right off the bat, and then we'll talk about a lot of other things. But the names Misa and Parekh are on everybody's mind that follow the team.
100%.
And they were talking about it this morning when Dylan Clark was in on the morning show. And it seems to me that the one thing we have in our favor of getting them back is their age.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, there's a couple things. First off, we hope that they're in the NHL. That's what our goal is to get our players into the National Hockey League, and we wholeheartedly mean that. But if we do get them back, certainly it's going to be great for this year's team. I think that they're both going to get their opportunity to be NHL players this year. Both San Jose and Calgary have told Dave Drinkel and Chris Lasry that they're going to get every chance to be on the NHL team. And there are some things going in our favor. We'll see if all that occurs, but I think somewhere during the season we'll get one or maybe even both of those players back. There's a good chance of that.
So everybody understands when I said age works in our favor. If they're not signed to a full contract with the NHL after the 9 games, they can't be sent to the AHL. They're too young, right?
That's correct. Yeah, and that may change after this year. We're working our way through that with the NHL right now. But right now,
after this year,
but for Parekh and Misa's topic, they cannot go to the American Hockey League. The options that the NHL team, both those players have been signed, by the way, by Parekh by Calgary and Misa by San Jose. The option that the NHL team has right now is to either put them on the NHL team or to send them back to Saginaw. They can't put them in the American League. All right, so
and they can play them for 9 games.
They can
Once
play
they
for
hit
9
that
games.
10th game,
that's correct.
They're on the roster.
Yeah, the other thing we got going for us is both those teams, they have a 50-man protected list, and both of those teams, I'm told by high regard here, is that both teams are at 49 with players that are signed and on their protected list. All right, so we're hearing that Sam Dickinson, the defenseman from London, who's at San Jose, is going to be on the San Jose Sharks. So that's 50. All right, so they either got to remove somebody off that list, or in order to make room for Misa, or send Misa back to junior. So we'll see what happens. I mean, it's there's a couple things going in our favor, like that one. Now San Jose could very easily just remove somebody off that roster and become a free agent, and make room for Misa. So he's gonna, but until which time he plays that 10th game, he doesn't count against that 50. So they're able to let him play 9 games in the NHL to see exactly how he does, and then they'll go from there. So I think that's what's going to happen with Michael Misa.
And Parekh, same thing, really, basically.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Parekh's probably a longer shot for us to get him back. He had a really good game last year against the LA Kings for Calgary, and he said, he's a defenseman, so it's a little different style of play. He's an elite power play guy, and Calgary needs that. So I mean, right now, I know Craig Connolly has told those in the game that he's going to be starting in their top 6 D pair. Or top 6 defensemen, I should say, top 3 D pair, and he's going to have to play himself out of that. So with that, we'll see what happens. We're hoping the best for him.
Yeah, when I tell you how impressed I was with Zane last year when some of the draftees came to town. We had that gathering in the locker room. In the workout room, this is off season now.
Yeah.
There's Zane working out.
Yeah.
Working out.
Yeah, he's a hard worker. He's a great person, and that's the thing. His whole family is.
Yeah.
And he gets misinterpreted sometimes on the ice because he's a bit
aggressive.
He's a bit flamboyant, I guess is a good word for him on the ice.
Good. Yeah.
And that's not going to change through his hockey career, but he certainly is a massively talented player that has shown things on our blue line that I've never seen on any player in the 24 years we've been in the American in the OHL.
2 things about flamboyance. There's flamboyance just for the sake of it, and then there's flamboyance you back up with action.
100%.
He backs it up
He
with
does.
the action.
He does. Yeah, and it's to advantage for sure to have that part of his character.
So what kind of team are we going to have this year?
Well, we're young. We have 7 players.
We've always been young.
Yeah. Well, we won a Memorial Cup with young kids. You're right. And Dave Drenkel and his staff. What we've learned here, Dick and I both, is that it's really all about scouting and coaching, and we have an outstanding scouting staff and an outstanding coaching staff. I would say we have out of 60 teams, we have the best scouting staff and the best coaching staff, and I can tell you that wholeheartedly. They're outstanding.
Any changes for Laz this year in terms of assistants?
Yep, we have 2 new assistants. Sam Posa is here as an assistant, and Kyle Brakovich is our other assistant. So both of them, Sam was with the Flint Firebirds, and he won a Memorial Cup with Windsor, and certainly an incredible young hockey mind. So we're in a great spot with our coaching staff, and then also our scouting staff is second to none. And what happens too with the scouts too is they scout players into Chris Lazarus style. So they've all been around for a long time. Longevity is a big part of our franchises. You know, Art, you've been with us for 25 years or 24 years.
Yeah.
We all kind of hang around here. It's been great. We have a number of staff and employees that have been with us for a long time. And same thing in our scouting staff. The scouts love being part of the Saginaw Spirit, and we love having them. And so they're the quiet folks in the background that make this whole thing work with Dave Drenkel. They do a great job.
I'm gonna single somebody else out just for the fun of it, because you don't hear much about him. Yeah, Drinks is phenomenal.
Yeah.
What a hockey mind. He and Laz, and put those two together and give them a plate full of analytics.
Outstanding.
Get out of their way.
They're outstanding. Yep.
The other one, though, is Brian Prout.
Prouder's awesome.
Prouder started with the team in the beginning. He left for a while, came back.
It's like a boomerang.
And now he's, assistant general manager, and he does a lot of the player interaction.
He does. He's our assistant GM. Does a lot of scouting himself, too, and a lot of the U.S. scouting. And now with the new NCAA rule being a big part of our league, Brian has become even more entrenched into the U.S. market. It's been an incredible for our organization to have the talent of Brian Prout. He started in our organization as in corporate sales. He played hockey. He knows the game very well.
He knew the game.
He's taught me the game, actually.
Taught me the game, too.
Yeah. I mean, I spent a lot of time with Brian and Ken Holland. Those are the 2 guys that really taught me the game of hockey. So I learned some pretty good guys. Brian is a real valuable asset to the team.
All right, we're going to take a break, come back. But Saginaw Spirit, tomorrow night at the Sioux.
Yep.
And Saturday at home.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll talk more about it when we return with Craig Goslin here on WSGW, where it's coming up on 9:20.
It's been 40 years, and
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW. In studio with me is Craig Goslin, and he is the president and managing partner of the Saginaw Spirit Hockey Club. This is just an off-the-wall question, but is Dick still as enamored with hockey as he was when he bought the team?
Oh, he's just passionately involved. We just love his passion for this project and for Riverfront Saginaw and everything happening with Saginaw in the region. It's incredible.
To me, that was the only ownership that could succeed at that particular
I agree.
time.
I totally agree. Yeah, we had the ownership that came through. Of course, Ren Blair and Paul Windler all made this occur by going on knocking on Dick Arbor's door. So it's and Dick said yes, but
and fibbing a little bit on how much the team would cost to run.
They weren't even close. But Dick's been an incredible ambassador for our league as well. So,
all right. With the NIL and the portal, which I hate, the NCAA has had to take a look at other things, and one of the things they looked at was now allowing OHL players to participate in American college hockey.
That's right.
After they leave the league.
Yep.
What's it going to mean for us?
Well, just so your listeners understand, prior to January 1st of 2025, a player that signed a standard player agreement in the Canadian Hockey League was declared ineligible to play NCAA hockey.
Considered a pro.
They considered him pro, right? And because a number of players in our league are already signed, it said it tainted the whole field. Of course, with NIL and all these other things that the universities are paying for the athletes, that whole argument went down the drain. So in January of this year, the NCAA announced that the CHL players are now eligible to play NCAA hockey. And so our goal is to bring players in and let them play through their 19th birthday, and after their 19th birthday, then go to the NCAA. It's another terrific opportunity and option for our players. In fact, this year we have 5 players on I think it's 5, maybe 4 players on our roster that may not have come to the Saginaw Spirit, but did come because now their NCAA options are open, and they can go play NCAA hockey once they're done here.
And so that everyone understands, on let's say a 24-man roster.
Yeah.
Maybe if we're lucky, 3 or 4 of those players might see time in the NHL.
That's correct. Yep.
Another small handful might have time in other professional hockey leagues or overseas, like
Correct.
Sweden, places
Europe.
like that.
Yep.
But the bulk of those players, probably at least 2/3 of those players, their hockey career ends when they end with the Saginaw Spirit.
It doesn't really end, though.
Well,
It
it ends from a professional standpoint or a professional possibility. So this now gives them the opportunity to continue to play and continue to be scouted.
That's correct. And University Hockey in Canada has always been a tremendous option for our players that don't sign NHL
Canada
deals.
has been,
So
right.
most of our players that did not sign professional deals would play University Hockey in Canada. So your listeners understand, too, the largest item in our budget is future education packages. So every player in our league gets 1 year of education to the university closest to their home for every season that they play. So if they play here 4 years, they get 4 years scholarship. So it's the best of both worlds. They get to come here for 4 years, attempt to be a National Hockey League player, and if they don't, they get a scholarship.
Well, how did we do that with American players? Because the closest to their home wouldn't let them play.
Which would be good point. Yeah.
Did we allow them to go to Canada?
Yeah, no. If they were prior the universities here, they could go to the university but not play hockey.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah. But they could still go to the university.
Education, but let's face it, they want to go where they
Right.
can play hockey.
Right. Exactly. Right. Yep. Yeah.
It really is. It's amazing when you look at this league, and it's called a developmental league.
Yep.
And they mean it.
Well, this year in the Canadian Hockey League, we have 243 players that came from either the United States Hockey League, the North American Hockey League, or Europe into the Canadian Hockey League this year. So we've had just a huge influx of new players that came that likely were not coming to our league. So that's why you're going to see our league expand over time. We need more opportunities for these kids to play. There's only 20 teams in the Ontario Hockey League, and we have a significant amount of players that want to come here now that are qualified to play in this league. So you'll see us expand over the next 3 or 4 years.
And we have, of course, the last couple of years a new commissioner when Dave Branch retired.
Yes.
How's he doing?
Brian Crawford is really doing a wonderful job. He's a great business guy. Now we're surrounding him with a top hockey person he's hiring here in the next couple of weeks. And he's off to a great start, and he's got some tough shoes to fill with Commissioner Branch, who is going to be a Hall of Famer, and certainly Brian has done a great job with the business of the Ontario Hockey League.
Explain to people how the Ontario Hockey League is structured. Who governs it?
Yeah, it's a great question. Actually, it's governed by the Board of Governors, and certainly the Executive Council, which I'm on, and then the Commissioner reports to us, and then there's 3 leagues. There's the Western Hockey League. There's the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League and the Ontario Hockey. There's 3 leagues. There's 60 teams, right? And those 60 teams are all part of the umbrella of the Canadian Hockey League. So it's the number 1 development league in the world in hockey. We put more players into the NHL than any other league by far. The Canadian Hockey League does. It's like 50-some% of the players in the NHL came out of our league. Coaches, it's more than that. Coaches, it's in the 60% range. Referees, closer to 70%. Equipment managers, it's up there in at 70%. So it's not just the players; it's the entire ecosystem of the National Hockey League develops in our league. So it's that, and we're governed by rules that are put out by Hockey Canada and USA Hockey together to ensure that it's all about player development and player experience.
And then one thing that I found from the very beginning unusual is that you can have no affiliation with an NHL team.
Right.
You're totally independent from the NHL. Now, you work with them when you have players assigned.
Yes.
But there's no relationship, is
Just
there?
with the NHL. The NHL itself, so each the NHL subsidizes each team in the Canadian Hockey League, helps us with our budgets. So they and that's
a league.
That's a league, yeah. So
yeah.
we are associated as partners with the National Hockey League. That's the agreement we got with them regarding our 19-year-old. They can't take the 19-year-olds and put them in the American Leagues I mentioned earlier, and that's an agreement in our contract with the National Hockey League. So we are partners, and we have a real respectful relationship with Bill Daly and Gary Bettman and the entire general manager group of the NHL.
Were you out in Vegas when Misa was selected number 2?
I did not go. Dick and Laz and Dave Drinkle all went, but I was tied up. But yeah, there was a strong contingent of Saginaw Spirit players along with the Misa family. They're so exciting times for the days. The highest ranked player in the history of the Saginaw Spirit. We got another one coming too with Klepoff and with Zhilkin this year, and Cloutier certainly drafted last year, which an amazing amount of talent on this year's roster that's going to get drafted into next year's NHL draft.
Not too many teams can say they have the number 2 and the number
9
pick with Zane.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I saw in the Athletic last week that they rated the top 30 prospects, and both Misa was in the top 5 and Prek was in the top 15. So of all the players, and not just the recent drafted players, but of all the prospects in the game, 2 of them are from the Saginaw Spirit.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That's
I would say so. Yeah, no, and again, it goes back to the scouts and Dave Drinkle and the job they've done attracting talent. This team is going to be really fun to watch. I would say this to our fans. It may take a little time for this team coming out of the box. The first 20 games, they're going to get to know each other. We have 7 new players that have never played in a game in the OHL. This is a fast league. It's a tremendous amount of talent, and it's going to take a bit of time. It wouldn't surprise me. Laz does a great job coaching this team. That we win a lot of games, but it may take us a while to get there.
And the other side of that is a lot of players are in other camps right now.
Yes.
We don't have a full roster.
Yeah, we're hoping to get some guys back for tomorrow night and for Saturday, but we do have a number of players still at NHL camps. So that's going to be
the only good news. Everybody else does too.
That's right.
So we're not, we're not sitting here alone.
No, and that's when we decided to start the OHL decided to start the season earlier.
I was going to say, it is early.
It's a week earlier to give us some time on the back end. We're trying to get off the 3 games and 3 night scenarios. It's just too hard on the players. Yeah, it's too hard on the players. They got to play 3 straight games, and it's hard on everybody, the coaching staff and the whole work. So the by adding that extra week, we only have 3-on-3 scenarios now, where before we usually have 6 or 7, and that makes a significant difference in the players' experience and their ability to perform.
On the other side of that coin, though, it is training, because when they get in the NHL, schedule's the schedule, and well, of course, they fly rather than bus around, but still.
Yeah, they get filet mignon versus lasagna. But yeah, no, it's a mini version of the NHL art. As you know, you've been around us for 24 years. We play 68 hockey games plus the playoffs. So when a player goes through our league 3 and 4 and 5 times, they're ready for pro hockey because they've been through the grind of what it takes.
We're talking to Craig Goslin, President and Managing Partner of the Saginaw Spirit Hockey Club. We'll be back to talk more hockey with him after this. Let me talk about Quick Lane and McDonald Ford in Freeland. One thing is for certain. In Michigan, winter is not far away. Snow and ice bring driving challenges, and how you prepare for them will provide you a margin of safety. Remember that winter tires are different. And let me get John from Quick Lane Freeland to tell you all about it. Like I said, let me get John from Quick Lane Freeland to tell you all about it. John?
Hello, Art. Yes, winter tires are made with a pliable rubber compound that includes silica to stay flexible and maintain grip in freezing temperatures. Unlike harder all-season tires, which stiffen and lose traction in the cold, this flexible compound allows the tire to better conform to the road surface, providing superior grip and traction on snow and ice to keep you safe.
Thanks, John. And while you're at Quick Lane Freeland having your tires checked, you might want to have your cooling system checked, too, to see if it's ready for the cold weather ahead. And remember, too, that McDonald Ford has all new Ford models and a range of quality pre-owned vehicles for any budget. Quick Lane and McDonald Ford, 2 names that stand ready to serve all of your automotive needs.
Farming could be a ticking time bomb.
All right, we're back with you. In studio, Craig Goslin, who is the president and managing partner of the Saginaw Spirit Hockey Club. So let's talk just for a minute. I don't want to dwell on it, but let's talk about the business side of hockey because, yeah, it's a sport, and yeah, we're raising all these great athletes for the future. But the team has to survive from a business standpoint. What's the business climate like for sports these days?
Well, actually, on the corporate side, it's very well. It's very strong. I mean,
You've been number one in corporate sales for years.
Yeah, the 60 teams where Saginaw has been number one for a long time. It's all about the people and the support for. You saw what happened to the Memorial Cup. Incredible support.
Oh.
The owners in our league would like us to host it again because nobody's ever done it quite like that. And I'm talking about our community, not us. It was we. It was a community that did it all. And but yeah, no, it's about $5.3 million to operate. A club like the Saginaw Spirit, you can do it for less. But the Dick Garber way is to do it first class. And we don't raise 5.3, so we're always so nobody's getting rich here off the Saginaw Spirit. But it is labor of love. I mean, we love what we do, and it's made a major economic impact on Riverfront Saginaw and the region. And it's but the major thrust of our business, which is a bit of a concern, is corporate sponsorships. And a real healthy mix for a sports team is to have about 70% plus in that range of your revenue coming out of ticket sales, and then maybe 20% corporate sponsorships and 10% other things like merchandise and food and beverage and the like. Well, with us, it's kind of flipped. I mean, we have about 65% of our revenue comes from corporate sponsorships, which is really kind of, it can get volatile. When the economy takes a dip, those sponsorships can go away or get reduced substantially. So it's a concern, but certainly for 24 years we've made it, and we're getting closer every year to be able to balance the budget. So it's getting, but Dick has been an amazing philanthropist in so many ways, and one of those matters of philanthropy that Dick has done in this community is the Saginaw Spirit.
Well, and you've always said it's a community project.
Yeah, it's a gift. It's Dick's gift to the community, and it's when you walk around and see the smiles on the faces. That's what people say. Well, why do you guys do what you do? It's about the smiles on the faces. It's about developing these young men from an elite athlete into a young man, and showing them and illustrating to them the right way to do things on and off the ice, and then seeing the smiles on the faces of fans. Is so gratifying, and that's what we do. And this year we got a number of new things going in to put more smiles on faces.
We'll talk about that, but the Memorial Cup brought a lot of new things to the Dow. I mean, it was redone.
Yeah.
You had suites, you had all of that stuff. One of the things that was a failure that had to be redone again was the ice making.
Yes.
Is it stable now?
I would say that we're a third of the way there. Our ice, our ice is still not where we want it. We do have, ASM Global is doing the best they can. We have something in the system. I don't know if it's the quality of the water or what it is, but there's something there that is making some challenges with the ice gets it gets snowy real easy, and it doesn't get it doesn't stay firm. And so we're working our way through that. We'll get it fixed. I mean, you'll see that when when you're watching the game, you'll see after a short period of time the ice will snow up pretty quick, and it's a minor thing. Maybe 95% of our fans probably don't even notice it, but those of us that are in the trenches do notice it. So we're getting there. We're getting there. It's I guess we're perfectionists, and it's good, but we want to be great.
And the Dow itself, good to work with.
Outstanding. Yeah. We've got
great partners.
Yeah, we've got a great relationship with folks at the Dow, and every year we continue to add to things. And this year we added a new, for the fans' enjoyment is some new audio and video systems in the building, new technology. And those are going to watch the games on television and on this live stream. We have new cameras and new camera angles, and with a program called Speedio, and that Speedio program also is going to help us with replays and the like. So we've really upgraded the technology, and with AI and the whole works, all the stuff is coming to sports, and certainly hockey is no exception.
And I read that it used to be, was it Rogers that provided the feeds? Now it's somebody else now? No,
Rogers still does the feeds in Ontario, but what's happening, Saginaw blazed the new trail on this, by the way. A lot of the teams now are doing their own production, and because you can now control every piece of the broadcast. And the broadcasts are getting so big now in terms of the audience. The audience on our television broadcast now is doubling almost every year. So we've so it's just easy for people around the globe We got people from Europe and Hawaii and California and everywhere watching Saginaw Spirit games, and they've got hooked through the Memorial Cup, and we've got so many people that have become fans of what this community is doing, and so they all watch it on this live stream. So it's our live stream broadcast art is ESPN quality. So if you haven't watched it yet, you can go online, SaginawSpirit.com, and connect to it through Speedio, and I think the subscription, you can get it by the game, and you can also buy it for the whole season.
All right, we'll take one more break, come back, and chat more with Craig Goslin.
Gotta go.
Back with you in studio with me, Craig Goslin, president and managing partner of the Saginaw Spirit Hockey Club. So, the home season starts Saturday
Saturday night.
You still have season ticket sales?
We do, Art. Yeah, it just so
Funny,
happens to be. I appreciate you asking. Season tickets are available at the Spirit store. You can go to SaginawSpirit.com or 497-7747. You can call in and get tickets over the phone as well. But we do have tickets available for Saturday night's game. I think we're at about 4,300 right now. We have a capacity of 48. Yeah, we'll get sold out. But it's going to be a rocking time on Saturday night at the Dow Event Center. So if you don't have plans Saturday night, come out and see us.
You mentioned the capacity of 48. Used to be over 5,000. Do we lose seats because of the suites and other improvements?
Yeah, the suite areas that we put in is it reduced the seats, and we also have got some advertising that we put into the building that took some seats away. So yeah, we're at 4,800 now, and it's the building rocks. Obviously, if you've been in the building, it rocks when there's 4,800 people in there. So we expect to see the very vivacious crowd this Saturday night at the Dow.
Suite sales did well.
They did, yeah, and we're so grateful to our sponsors. UA Local 85, major sponsor. Meyer has been our team presenting sponsor for 23 years now, and of course Dow. Number of top sponsors. We're just so grateful for the amount of commitment that this region has shown to our franchise and to Riverfront Saginaw.
The players get a lot of attention.
Yes.
Coaches get a lot of attention. The people that don't get all the attention are the ones that make it all happen.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes.
Yep.
You have a staff that's outstanding. Let's talk about a few of them. Let's start with Lindsay.
Lindsay McDougall, our Vice President of Administration.
No, but we never talk about this.
No, she's our rock. She just is there. And we have and one great thing, too, we have CMU and we have Northwood and Saginaw Valley State University. Those programs run internships through the Saginaw Spirit. Do the same thing with the Loons, by the way. We're great partners. And we get the cream of the crop of their students, and eventually we hire off those cream of the crop students from those universities. So it's been a great thing. Lindsay McDougall is one of those. Kay Pankow, incredible.
I was going to ask Kay.
Yeah,
missed 2 year. I keep getting her 2 more years.
She's been retiring now for 12 years.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no, I keep hanging on. I tell her when she retires, like Ken Holland had with Nicholas Lidstrom. He said when Nicholas Lidstrom goes, I'm going, and I think that's the same way with Kay. We just got to keep hanging on to Kay. An incredible job, and Jimmy Green has been an amazing addition to the Spirit staff. Recently, Bob Martin, who was with Applied Innovation, is now a big part of our staff. Gunnar Bouvet, who does an SVSU grad, he also does an amazing job with the technology. All those people behind the scenes, like you said, we have our staff could step in and run an NHL team right now and do a better job than most NHL teams, and that's how good they are. And I'm surrounded by amazing talent. If I've done anything well, Art, I hire people really well.
Yeah, well, yeah. So did Dick because he hired you.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that, but I can tell you I got a lot of great people around me that make me look a lot better than I am. I can say that.
I remember before the team ever hit the ice back in 2001, 2002, somewhere back there. We were at a meeting, and I think it was at Bay Valley.
Yep, that's right. Yep.
And I was sitting at a table, and you were at that table.
That's right. I remember that, Art.
And they went around and introduced some of these people. And there's Craig Goslin, to which I said, who? And all the other people who were in that room,
I
knew nobody other than Dick.
Yeah.
And it was pretty impressive.
Well, one thing special about our friendship is, for your listeners, if you've ever met somebody that you just meet them and you feel like you've known them your whole life, That's been the relationship that Art and I have had, and it's been a real blessing to me, Art. I can tell you, you're a mentor,
It's two ways.
a counselor, and I go to Art when it comes to confidential matters that I need some support and need some advice on. Art Lewis is my go-to guy, and it's been that way for 24 years, Art, and I can't tell you how much I respect and appreciate and honor the work that you've done. A lot of the things doing the Saginaw Spirit, you've had your hand in it, and I'm grateful.
The best part of the relationship is that occasionally I get to do dinner at Goose's house
He
because
does.
his wife's a good cook. Carolyn
Yeah,
can really cook.
no, he's our guest during holidays for sure, and so it's great to have you. And Art's always great, of course, with the listen to the Mrs. background. You've got it makes Carolyn a little bit nervous. She said he's got an expert coming in the house, but yeah, it's good.
Well, and the other thing,